You've been grinding out push-ups every single day, building up your chest and flexing those arms in the mirror. But then you put on shorts and you look like a walking Wi-Fi signal, massive at the top, completely fragile at the bottom. We are going to fix that right now. Today, we are stripping your training down to 4 specific exercises that build lower body strength entirely at home. You only need 3 things to execute this: some open floor space, a step or thick book, and a heavily loaded backpack. But hear this before we start. Doing the movements is not enough. Perfect, slow form is strictly required here. If you rush through these exercises, you will get 0 results. You have to master basic bodyweight mechanics and prove you can control your own mass before heavy barbell lifting inside a gym will actually be effective. Building a balanced physique requires dropping your ego at the door and committing to the deep discomfort of foundational leg training. Let's get to work. Step 1 is the king of all leg exercises, the squat. This is your primary tool for destroying your quads and building your base strength. To set up, plant your feet firmly on the floor, slightly wider than shoulder width, and point your toes outward. This diagram demonstrates ideal mechanics. Keep your chest up, push your hips straight back and down in a slow, controlled descent. Do not drop down and collapse your posture. Control every inch of the downward movement. Grab your heavy backpack, hold it tight against your chest, and hit 4 sets of 15 to 20 slow, deep, burning reps. Controlling the depth and tension of this movement forces your muscle fibers to adapt, acting as the primary engine for all of your lower body pushing power. Now we address the hamstrings. A massive rookie mistake is only training the front muscles you can easily see in the mirror. To fix that, we use the Romanian deadlift. Grab your heavy backpack or your dumbbells. Stand tall and maintain just a slight locked bend in your knees. Focus on the left side. Hinge your hips straight backward until you feel a massive stretch. Do not round your spine like the right side. Keep your back rigid. Explode back up, violently squeezing your glutes to lock your hips. You are hitting 4 sets of 15 reps here. Make those hamstrings work. Building thick, strong hamstrings provides the essential structural counterbalance to your quads. This protects your knees from injury and keeps your posture upright. Moving to the floor, we target the glutes. Weak glute muscles are directly responsible for terrible posture and severe lower back pain. If you walk around looking like a melted candle, this is why. Get down on the floor, lie flat on your back, bend your knees, and plant your feet flat on the ground. This geometric animation highlights your target trajectory. Drive through your heels and thrust your hips straight up toward the ceiling until your knee, hip, and shoulder form a perfectly straight line. Hold that top position for a full 2 seconds. Stop wiggling around on the floor. Lock it in. If that feels too easy, lift one leg straight in the air and execute single leg bridges to increase the resistance. Hit 4 sets of 15 reps. If you are doing the single leg variation, that is 15 reps per leg. By forcing the glutes into full extension under load, you counteract the tight hip flexors and inactive posterior chain that develop from hours spent sitting in a chair. Finally, step 4 covers the calves. Stop blaming your genetics for having tiny calves, when the reality is you simply do not train them. Find a stair, a thick book, or a sturdy box. Stand on the edge using just your toes, and hold a heavy water bottle in each hand for extra resistance. Drop your heels all the way down toward the floor until you feel a deep, maximum stretch through your Achilles and the calf muscle. Explode straight up onto your tiptoes and hold that peak position for a full second. Control the descent. Do not bounce. Bouncing uses momentum instead of muscle, so keep the movement strict. Calves require high volume to grow, so execute 4 sets of 25 burning reps here. Disciplined, controlled isolation of the calves builds the final anchor you need for absolute lower body stability. Here is the brutal truth. You can do this perfect 4-step routine until you collapse, but if your lifestyle outside the workout is garbage, every drop of sweat is totally useless. This radar chart outlines recovery requirements. Eat real protein to rebuild muscle, healthy carbohydrates for energy, and good fats for hormonal balance. And none of that matters if you sleep like a caffeinated squirrel. You need 7 to 8 hours of deep rest to recover. If you skip a scheduled leg day, you delay your body's physiological progress by an entire week. Stay consistent. If you survived this reality check, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below telling me exactly what heavy object you are using for your squats today. Building tree trunk legs starts with the 30 minutes you spend on the floor, but it finishes with the 23 hours of recovery and discipline that follow. Get to work.